messages are just not being sent to you. Maybe you're not being notified, or maybe they're not being sent in general. Now, there's a couple of reasons why this may happen. The very first thing I would recommend doing is making sure you're not on like do not disturb mode or airplane mode or whatever. So, what you want to do is you want to swipe into your control center, whether it's on the top right corner or whether it's on the bottom. And once you get into this page, you want to make sure this do not disturb toggle is on. So, make sure it's off like this. That way, you'll at least be notified. But on top of that, the airplane mode, you want to make sure that's not on, because if that is on, it's not really going to be able to communicate to the internet, and it's not going to be able to retrieve any data. So you want to make sure both the airplane mode is off and do not disturb mode is off. As long as those things are off, then you're set. You also want to make sure you have some sort of signal, so Wi-Fi, data connection, whatever the case is. You want to make sure you have some sort of signal like that, because like I mentioned, if you don't, you're probably going to run into some issues in that specific standpoint as well. Now, those are the main things you can do. Now, let's make our way over to our iMessage app. Now, within here, there's a couple of things that can happen. So maybe you've blocked that specific person's phone number. Maybe you've done something like that. We'll get into that in a second. But the messages themselves, if you're able to see the messages, but they're not being sent out to you properly or whatever, then you want to make sure they're also not unmuted. So right here, there's a little mute icon. You want to make sure their specific message does not have a little, moon next to it right there, as you can see. If it has that icon, then all you need to do is swipe to the side and click on the little mute, and that'll make sure that that specific message is not muted. Because even if it's muted, they can message you all you want to, but you will not be muted. They can message all you want to, but they will not be notified. So that is another massive thing that I would look into.